as a realtor and the experience that you've had, my question to you is, I don't know if you've thought about this question in the past. What's your 30-second pitch for North Carolina to somebody, elevator people?
I'm not pitching you on nothing. Where do you want to be? What's your lifestyle like? What do you like to do? Where do you want to work? Where are you working? Okay. I'm not pitching you on it. I'm not here to sell you on an area that you don't want to be in. Tell me who you are, what you like to do. Do you like to party or do you like to stay at home? If you like to stay at home, okay, well, what do you like to be around? Yeah. Help me understand what you want, and then I'll tell you if this is an area for you or not.
Hell of an intro, I tell you what you info, but I never really been the type of dude to give no info. But if you see your ends low and you trying to get a benzo, I'll give your ass some game that'll change the way that you think, bro. Super skilled with the pencil, super ill in my mental. I reminisce on life, I'm nice, here's my memento. Get it through your tempo, I get on any tempo and give it all I got. I'm hot, I got like 10 flows, trying to live on the 10th floor, across from residentials that I own. My mind stayed grown, I used to think clothes, I really used to think hoes and what I do to get those, and then I switched it up, I'm only thinking potential. Yeah.
It actually works. I've had like maybe 3 to 4 people reach out already saying like, yeah, I watched my YouTube videos. Hey, I watched your video and I got a question about it, man. I just want to know. I'm thinking about moving to the area, and it's just like, whew.
Right.
Most of them aren't really ready. They're just seeking for questions. So that's the one thing I'm working around. How do I get you to really call me like, let's move?
You gotta identify the need.
I mean, I've already identified the need. The need is people want to know about the area.
Yeah, but every single person is different. How do you know this person want the same thing as the other?
They probably don't. That's why it's my story. That's what is separating me from whatever else you see.
Well, no, I'm not talking about your story. I'm just talking about like what people need. So like, if this person want a house that's blue inside, how would you know that that's what they want?
You gotta have a conversation.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. I don't go on here talking about the houses. Hell no.
What do you talk about?
North Carolina. Raleigh. Everything about Raleigh, North Carolina. And then...
Do you add historical fact to
No. I'm not a historian.
But don't you think it would give you a lot of
sometimes. I do sometimes. With the stuff that I know or whatever I see that I know that could relate to what I'm talking to, I'll go ahead and throw that in so people can see it. Like my most recent one, I went on niche.com and we were looking at the profiles of Holly Springs, Cary, Apex, Mooresville. We even talked about Bright Creek, Durham, Chapel Hill. So I'm not just saying, hey, this is what it's like. I'm actually showing you this is what other sources are saying. I'm validating it or not based off of my experience.
So, and how is that received by the individual?
Some people like it, some people don't.
What's the ratio?
In terms of what people who like it, who don't?
Yeah.
That's hard to tell because I don't have enough data to give you that information just yet. I've had, again, I'm going based off of everything negative, so I've had maybe 3, because this is the best way for me to identify who hates it.
But that doesn't allow you to change the problem. You identify it, but what works is what needs to be done more of.
Right. And the only way for you to get that information is through data. And the only other way to do that is when people are watching.
I'm just talking about the fact that you say you're looking at the negative comments.
No, I'm aware of them. I don't care for them. I'm just aware. Okay, why? Let's see. This one got, 2 dislikes. Why? Let's see what was done in this video for somebody to dislike it. Now, if majority of them like it, good. Now, I'm just more looking at the greater scheme of it all and saying, hey, what was it that people liked or what didn't they like? Because the amount of people that watch it throughout the entire video, the average view duration, that's really what I'm watching. How long am I keeping people's attention? If I can keep your attention through majority of it, that's a good video. And that's how I'm really seeing what's a good video, what's not, what people want, what don't they want. And I'm looking based off of what they're searching. That's it. I mean, I'm not the only one doing this, so I know that if it worked for somebody else, I look at their video, I study how they're doing it, and I do it completely opposite. I do it my way.
You do it completely opposite, as in?
No, I just put my own twist to it.
Gotcha. I was going to say, like, because that's like doing what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I just put my own twist to it.
Yeah.
Like the video that I want to record of the neighborhoods. That's somebody else's video. I saved myself time instead of trying to research all the areas. I went on his video, found the areas, and I was like, cool. Now I know exactly what areas to go to. And I'm just going to go through those areas, and we're going to do it my way, which is me personally, I would get out the car, I'll walk, and I'll talk about the neighborhood, what I see, what I feel, how it looks, what's nearby. He didn't talk about that. He just talked about the neighborhood. I'm not just going to, the neighborhood is the neighborhood. Who gives It's what's around it. That's what people care about. What's around it. That I hear that more than anything.
Like, what do you think is more important? I feel like school for the kids.
Schools, how close to the shopping, proximity to downtown, proximity to shopping centers, hospitals, like
grocery center and stuff like that.
The shopping centers, yeah.
Crime rate.
Yeah, but we don't. I
crime
can't.
rate is usually the number,
sometimes
but it's like
I can't
top
talk
3.
about that though.
Yeah.
I can't. That's why whenever I'm speaking about schools, crime, demographics, I pull up resources from other sites and I reference that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what niche.com said. It's not my words. I'm saying this is their word. I'm just reading what you could read as well. You're just too lazy to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really all it is.
That's interesting though. But so if it was up to you, how would you approach the situation?
For what?
As a client.
What do you mean?
So you're saying that there's all these different factors that basically play a part when somebody is picking somewhere, right? Now, as a client yourself, based off of all the the experiences that you've seen, what seems to be closer to the dot, to the accuracy? What would you do? Like if you were a client today and you wanted to purchase something, what would you do?
You got to research what it is that you want first. You got to know what you want, your lifestyle is first before reaching out to anybody. If you don't know that, then I can't. It's not that I can't. It's going to be a challenge for both of us to try to figure out where should you live.
Have you had clients that don't know what they want?
Are you kidding me, bro? Every single person.
That should be a rhetorical question.
Every single person.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is what. It's either they shoot too high, or they shoot too low. Then no one ever can shoot right where they need to be, and that just shows because no one does the research, man. They just go call you, hey, I want this, that. I want this and the third.
So the process is kind of their research. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, if you do your research, just minimal research. Hey, what? Like some of the questions I get is, what's the crime in North Carolina? Why are you asking me? Am I a police officer? Like, I'm not. What do you expect me to tell you? There's crime everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's why I give him a resource. Hey, this is what I use to identify where the crime is happening and what's not. And I just really look for where does it happen more.
We live in a world where people like simplicity. They like the easiest way to get to what they need to
everywhere.
get. Right?
Crime is everywhere. So if you're gonna go ahead and make a decision based off a crime, then go live in a fucking country. Go live in your van. Then you'll be fine. Everywhere you are, you're gonna experience some sort of crime.
Do you think even people in the don't think that life is easy once you get on the road? It's not.
Hey, I'm not saying it is, but crime is one of those things you just can't avoid it. I think everybody tries to avoid it, and it's like, how are you gonna avoid something that comes to you? You don't create it; it comes to you, and it's not in your control. It's somebody else's actions that causes whatever it is that happens. But that's one of the big ones. Another one is just, hey, well, this is how my budget. Like when you know what your budget is, but you're asking me if you can afford it, that means you didn't even look to see if the house is in the area. Like there's Zillow, Realtor, there's just Trillia, there's Redfin. There's a ton of websites that you can do some broad understanding of, the research. You don't have to do a deep dive. That's what realtors are here to do, help you navigate that. But they just tell you what they want and expect you to, hey, give it to me. Right. When you gotta slap him into reality, it's like, you might want to look at this again, or you might have to go all the way over there for that. Yeah. Then they start looking at you like.
And that's what delays the process and stuff like that. And people feel as though I didn't go through a smooth process, and you get a negative review there. And
it's just I'm not gonna pin it on anybody. I think, of course, as an agent, as a realtor, whoever you are, you can make the process smooth for everyone. It's just helping people do that research that they're not going to do. That's what this channel does. If you've come across my channel and you've watched whatever it is that you're recording right now, oh my gosh. I hope you're lying.
No, I am. This is all recorded.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
If you've watched my channel before, you're gonna have an idea of North Carolina, and that's where I want everyone to be. Is to have an idea of it. I don't care if you don't know it all, because I don't even know it all. I'm learning every day. I've only been here about 4 years, so I don't know it all. It's going to change, and so we're all gonna experience something different. But it's just having an idea. If once you have that idea, you'll know if you want to be here or not. That is it. Because if you don't want to be in North Carolina, you got to figure that out before you call anybody and say, "Hey, I want to be in North Carolina."
All right. Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you've thought
This isn't gonna go on.
Yes, it is. This is the next episode live. Like, yeah, this is organic. That's what you call organic.
Yeah, this is really, really organic. Because as you guys heard me,
episode. Ron was. So the story is, Ron did not know I was recording for the past 10 minutes. But yes, we have been live.
We're having bro talk. We're having business talk, and this is what he throws at me.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to this one. Make sure I ain't dropping any good gems in there.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah. So in that entire mix, you as a realtor and the experience that you've had, my question to you is, I don't know if you've thought about this question in the past. What's your 30-second pitch for North Carolina to somebody, elevator people?
I'm not pitching you on nothing. Where do you want to be? What's your lifestyle like? What do you like to do? Where do you want to work? Where are you working? Okay. I'm not pitching you on it. I'm not here to sell you on an area that you don't want to be in. Tell me who you are, what you like to do. Do you like to party, or do you like to stay at home? If you like to stay at home, okay, well, what do you like to be around? Yeah. Help me understand what you want, and then I'll tell you if this is an area for you or not. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, Raleigh isn't. If you're looking for the party scene, all right, cool. Let's get as close as possible to downtown. Oh, but I don't have downtown budget. Okay, well then, what are you interested? What's your budget at that point? Then we look. Okay, can we go to North Hills? Can we see what North Hills offers for you? Yeah. If North Hills ain't got nothing for you, then all right. Well, we're gonna have to look either further south, north, east, west, whatever. All right. But I'm not pitching anybody anything. It's
more about what you want.
I'm literally helping people and identifying what they want and getting them closer to that.
Great. Now, in that same context, what would you say you've noticed to be like a positive character in somebody who has made like a successful decision in the process and like went through this process
they know what
smoothly?
They want.
No, like beside the fact that they knew what they want, was there anything else that kind of trends between, those who make those right decisions and those who basically like kind of bounce on and off and sometimes don't even end up getting a house? Based off of your experience, like, what have you seen? Like, that's kind of a tough question, but
because I haven't had too many bad experiences. I mean, in the experiences that I had that weren't well, or people didn't get what they wanted, is just lack of preparation.
From who?
From the financing side. So gotcha. From their finances and stuff like that. And just not understanding the scope of
trying to ball out when you can't.
Well, it's not even trying to ball out. It's just more or less just knowing your circumstances and what you can and what you can't afford. Purchasing a house is not cheap. Everyone makes it look like you can get a house off of $0, and I mean you can, but it has to be one of those very, very creative scenarios. Not only that, but you have to be in the right environment to do that. So what I mean by environment is you have to be. If you're going to get a house with zero money down, one, it's probably a VA loan. So shout out to all my veterans. Shout out to all my vets. Appreciate you guys for all your service and things you do for us. But if you're going to get a house outside of a VA loan for 0% down or $0 down, that means you are in probably the worst place on earth, and nobody wants to buy that house. Because at that point in time, if no one wants to buy it, and as a seller, somebody's like, hey, I want to buy it, you're going to get rid of it. You're going to do everything possible to make sure you get rid of it. So if the buyer comes in and says, yo, you got to pay for all my closing costs, I want extra money so I can cover my down payment. In those scenarios, yeah, you can get that type of stuff done. But it's just, I would say just preparation in terms of just knowing what you can afford and what you can't afford. Are you even in a position to get a house? Just because everybody is getting homes and, they're spending buku money on homes doesn't mean you have to follow that as well. Those are people probably waited for those moments. They're probably prepared for them. They're probably, most times, they're selling out of one house to get another one. So they've gained some sort of money there.
Equity.
Right. So it goes on and on and on in terms of, what really goes into, making a home success and making a home process experience terrible. One of the key things I see that falls out a lot is just the financing side of everything.
Right.
Like homes are always going to be readily available. It's just a matter of when. And so if you have a specific, and I think another thing is the timeline. If you have, like if your timeline is extremely short, whereas you're looking for a house in the next 3 months, you're giving yourself not much time to get a home simply because a home takes about a month to close.
Right.
So you're really giving yourself, let's just say, a month and a half to really do that research, to really find that home.
Right.
Whereas some people are doing 6 months to a year. So they've given themselves time to find that area, to find that home. They're not rushing, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is what real estate is all about, is playing the patient game and knowing that, hey, your time is going to come. You just got to give yourself that time to have that opportunity to then, when it presents itself,
right,
you strike.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it, though, because not everybody is able to put it together in that perspective, and that it takes time. I'm sure you didn't have that at the beginning.
Oh no, I mean the beginning phases of everything. Now that I'm where I am now, everything makes sense. I'm in a better spirit. I'm happy. I walk around just like, yeah, you need help in real estate? Cool. Where you need help in that? And it's a different approach to it all.
Yeah.
Like the approach back then, what I was doing is just more of like trying to not even trying to understand the person. I think that's where I was messing up at big time.
Gotcha.
It's not understanding the person's needs and wants. What is it that they're looking for? Now, that's the only thing I pay attention to is the person
Okay.
and what they need, what they want. How is it that I can better service them? How could I make this process smooth? And that all comes with experience, like you mentioned. I mean, some of the things when you're getting into anything that's brand new, you gotta. There's no better experience than,
right.
There's no better lesson than experience, I should say. So that has what these past, I would say, 2 years has provided me is a ton of experience, a ton of lessons, watching other people mess up and learning from theirs. So just taking it slow at the same time, not rushing to, do a ton of things that many people are trying to do. So that's another thing. It's just moving at my own pace, understanding what is that I'm trying to do, what is it that what am I trying to represent, and just come from that avenue. And again, where I want to represent is coming from the field of value, knowing that you can get this anybody can purchase a home without a realtor. I'll tell you that right now. You just got to know what to do. Most times people go to realtors because they know everything. They have all the resources. They make the process seamless, hopefully, depending on who you're dealing with, right?
You just made some realtor lose their job right now.
It's true. I know a lot of people who says, don't work with this person. Don't work with that person. This person is trash. I've had those conversations. Yeah. And I've had even myself. There's one person, I've already crossed that name off the list. If I ever see them selling a house, I would never go. And I would tell my clients, we're not going to work with that person.
Wow.
If you're bad business, who wants to work with bad business?
True.
I don't.
How do you identify bad business?
You got to experience it, man. You got to experience it. Like, you got to experience it. It is because you can take somebody's word for it, but, that could have been just that specific experience.
Yeah.
Whereas, same thing goes for me. That person I crossed off my list already, it could have been just that one scenario. But it's like, man, how do you, in my eyes, it's like, man, how do you mess this up? Like, the listing side and the buy side, like the sell side and the buy side, everyone's goal is to make sure we get the deal done. And when you have someone that doesn't help you get the deal done, that is bad business. That's just straight bad business. Like, it's just you're putting everything on one person and say, hey, you take care of it, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to do my other business, which means you're not even looking out for your clients at the end of the day.
Is it more of an ego thing or greed?
I have no idea. I'm not the person to answer that. You got to talk to the people that do bad business.
All right.
That's not me. But if you are in North Carolina, you're looking to move to North Carolina, you need a home or you need some sort of guidance or some sort of assistance on
Talk about your YouTube stuff.
Bro, chill. You messing with my pitch right here, man.
Go ahead with your pitch.
You're looking for some sort of guidance, information, give me a call, text, email, 919-728-2086. Or you can go to YouTube, living in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can even do a better thing because you're going to see a ton of living in Raleigh, North Carolina. So just search my name, Ronnie Polynice, and you should find my channel. Should be the first one pops up. If it doesn't, make sure you give me a call. Make sure you give me a text, email. So I know, I know how to maneuver the algorithm to make sure that you guys, make sure I'm the first one there. You know what I mean?
Okay. How are they going to know how to call you if they can't find your page. And well, you just give them the phone
Yeah, I
number.
just gave 'em my phone number. I tell them my name. My name pops up on the logo. So if you don't know how to spell my name is right on the logo. You could just kind of take a nice deep look there.
Okay,
Or you can go to,
alright,
don't forget, hold
alright.
on. You can go to the Walk and Grow page. So if you haven't been there already, Walk and Grow on Instagram. Check that out as well. You can find all of us there, Francis and myself. So that's the best way to get in touch with us. Not only about real estate, but if there is anything in the avenue of self-development, you want to hear about our story in depth, or you want to share something about your story, reach out to us. Let us know. The only way for us to help you is if we know what is going on and how to better assist you.
Yeah. You done? You done with your spiel and like?
It's a commercial break, you know. That's
No,
it. We all gotta have
don't do
commercial
that.
breaks.
And that was we don't do commercial breaks out here.
Why not? You gotta have them.
No, bro. That's
Gotta give people a break sometimes. You know, you can't just give them 30 minutes full of information. Like, come on, man, that's a lot.
true.
20 minutes, I think they says our span of focus.
Yes,
Yeah, and
it's
then
20
after
minutes.
20 minutes is what? You gotta take a break. You gotta eat a hoosa. And that was the woosa moment, right? What are we at right now in time clock?
I have no idea.
Yeah?
I know, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Because we're probably at the 20, 30 minute
I
mark.
don't know. It will come out when we release the episode. They will know.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for sharing your navigation through the real estate nonsense.
Yeah.
I
If
like to
you're
call it.
not, I think this is right now. I don't want to sound biased at all. I really want to make this, and I'm gonna end it here because this is the point that I want everybody to really pick up on. Like right now, where we are in the economy, yes, everything looks like a big old question mark, including myself. Like I don't know what's going on. However, now as a person who's looking to buy, you have the most leverage that you have ever had before. Use it to your advantage. Now, when I say leverage, you don't have to put like literally hundreds of $1,000s on top of what already the list price is. So you don't have to bid extremely crazy over the ask price. Not only that, but here in North Carolina, you have something called due diligence. Probably in other states, you have it called earnest money. You don't have to throw a ton of it on it because you don't have nearly as many people competing with these offers that you're trying to get a home with. Back then, it was easily 20 offers within the first day. Now it's mid-range of 10, I would say, that you're kind of going to see it. You're going to go up against with other people, especially depending on your area. But you have leverage as a buyer now. Use that to your advantage. If you see a home sitting on the market for a little bit longer than your week or a couple of days, that is normal. Don't let that scare you and say, oh, there's something wrong with that house. Go check it out. Build your own opinion of it before you go ahead and cross it off your list, because now people are just not buying as often. So just not to say go rush into purchasing a house. Understand, like, hey, you have leverage now, and understand that when you have leverage, you now can control the narrative in terms of how much you pay for something, how much money you put on the line, and so on and so forth.
Nice. Thanks for the advice, sir. Do you want to talk about your YouTube?
Yeah, what about it?
Why are you doing YouTube? Like, why compelled you to get into YouTube?
So I came across these guys, Channel Junkies. Shout them out. I'm definitely gonna shout them out because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been doing this. But what they do,
Interesting
yeah, is Jackson Wilkie. That's the first person I actually came across. So when I came across his channel, what he was doing was very different than what everybody else was doing. So everyone else is door knocking, cold calling, just doing all these things that I see as beneficial. However, I was like, if I don't do it, that's where I fail. Right? So there's days where I just got a booked up day. I can't get to the phones. I can't go door knocking. I can't. I just certain things it's time. Time and clients coming away at certain things.
Right.
And so I was like, I need something that's gonna work for me 24/7. Whether I'm up, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm recording podcasts, whether I'm showing clients homes, whether I'm going to appointments, I need something of that nature. So now I identified that already, and I was like, YouTube is going to be the way. I just need to figure out what am I going to do on YouTube. So then coming across Channel Junkies, what they do is literally share information about the area that they're servicing. And I said, what better way to help somebody understand the area? Nowadays, people are purchasing homes without even looking at the home, and they're purchasing it without understanding the area. Why not help the person understand the area so that they feel a little bit more comfortable with purchasing that home? nowadays people aren't getting onto planes to go visit and go see the area. You have some people who do that, but it's not as it's not as often as before YouTube, I would say. Now people are like, I just did a home tour virtual. These people are not in town. They told me when we're gonna make an offer and our offer gets accepted, then we're gonna come into town and go check out the house. Or if they're extremely serious about it, then they're gonna come in before we submit an offer. So it's changing, and that's where I think that is kind of where I wanted to come from. I wanted to come from a place where, hey, I can provide some sort of information, value, give you some sort of knowledge before you make that decision, and make that process a little bit easier, because a home purchase is extremely it's 6 figures easily. So you want to know everything. You want to make sure all your your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, and stuff like that. So this YouTube channel, that's essentially what it does. It shares things about North Carolina and it's all coming from really my perspective and from what I've experienced. I'm brand new in the area. I still consider myself brand new. But
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
I still consider myself brand new. So I'm coming from, hey, this is what I've experienced, and this is what I see, and this is sometimes what the stats show, and this is what other people are saying as well.
Gotcha. Don't you feel as though you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing a YouTube based off on your perspective while helping client based off of their needs? So don't you think it would make more sense to have your YouTube tailored to the client needs rather than your perspective? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
Yeah.
However, I don't know the client before they see my YouTube channel. So
True.
How am I going to know their wants and needs?
It's true.
They come across my YouTube channel, and then I know their needs and wants. Then I can help cater them after that. Like, I've had people say, hey, I love the video. Keep it up. Keep it going. I would love for this specific type of video. At that point in time, I can cater to that person. But before that conversation, I would have not known.
There's got to be a way to filter through what people are looking at. In North Carolina, that kind of gives you an idea of like what type of things they are seeking for.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's why I do some of the videos that I do.
I don't want to spill a lot of beans on the call, but
that's if you look at a lot of the videos that I do, it talks about a lot of in the video. Maybe the title may not be something that you're looking at, like this is what I'm looking for, but inside the video in itself, oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying for those who did not look at your video yet, so because we talked about a lot when it comes to real estate, but it's more about that ultimate perspective, that entire picture. Does it make sense to somebody who has no idea what they're putting themselves into? Exactly.
Like, for instance, I mean, when I got here 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, I had no idea what was going on here. No idea. How many other people you think experienced that same exact feeling?
I think it's everyone. It's everyone who moved into a new area. And that's why, it's easy to feel kind of like out of it. Out the outcast of the pile, because you're having to figure out. That's why I give props to travel nurse, man. Even the people in the military, because you're always bouncing from place to place.
Right.
So how do you get acclimated to one area and actually build some sort of like foundation in that area? That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But that's what the channel is really meant to do, is to help you build that foundation and understand, like, all right, do I want to move here? Is this really? And of course, one video may not share all the information you're looking for. It may take you a couple of them. It all depends on which one you clicked on first. That's going to be able to give you that. But there's one of the videos that I've even mentioned. There's like, I saw this guide, and it says how to become a Raleigh native. I never knew about it up until I saw it, of course. And I actually shared it on the video. I think it's the 7 strange things about North Carolina, if you want to go look at it. But that's where in that video I talk about what makes a Raleigh native. So if you want to go ahead and become a Raleigh native, so that someone doesn't say you're not from here, you be like, well, I check all those boxes that y'all consider as a Raleigh native. But there's things out there, and it just gives you experience. It gives you exposure to what to do and what to see in North Carolina in itself.
Right. That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. I think this was good. It gives us kind of a perspective.
Yeah, thanks for the blind side.
Yeah, man. I'm always in for the curveball, producing organic podcast episode. That's really what shows people who we are.
Yeah.
Because we're not here to give you one perspective and kind of live a different life. No.
Right.
We
practice.
We
what
lead
we
by
preach.
example.
We practice what we
We
preach.
lead by example. We'll let you. We'll talk out of our own stories, so you get to see. That's why really most of my posts on Instagram is all about. It's like I do what I can with my ability, and everybody should be able to do the same with their ability. And that's just one of those things. Like, you have a gift, to use it.
Yeah.
Use it.
Really, man, the focus is just leveling up. Cause I know the life I want, I'm just setting it up. Removing those that's close who try messing it up. Can't wait for champagne toast with the relevant bunch. Like, what's up? Yeah. Like, what you do, homie? What's your vision? How you thinking? How you move, homie? And is you cool, homie? You thinking building, then that's something we could do, homie.